what are some key areas of the body that a basketball player needs to strengthen?
Beyond strength, I think I'd go a step back, and I would say the key things that I always look at is mobility before I'm even concerned with it. Every basketball player wants to jump higher or run faster. They all want those easy quantitatable measurements. But for me, the biggest thing is it doesn't matter how fast you are or how high you jump. If you've got injuries or you've at potential for injuries or you've got these chronic nagging issues, those are the things I like to address first. And quite often, a lot of those things come down to some mobility issues. We don't get looser as we get older. We don't get more flexible as we age, or we tend to get less flexible, less mobile. We get crunched up. Life itself does that. At this level, sitting on airplanes for long periods of time, flying back and forth across the country, we don't get more flexible. And so what my job to do is to try to always look at mobility issues and see how those can affect these athletes. And so from a mobility standpoint, obviously the first thing that hits the ground is the foot. And so we're constantly looking at foot and ankle issues. Our athletic training staff here does a fantastic job of working every day with our athletes on foot and ankle mobility, doing some manual stuff with them. We have a whole program that we try to work on daily with our guys, working on foot and ankle mobility. Then you go up the chain and get up through the hip. And, we have a very good comprehensive total hip mobility stability program that we work on. And it's a daily thing. We do it every time we see our athletes. We hit these interventions, whether it's a recovery day, a practice day, a shoot around, a game day. It doesn't really matter. I mean, these are elements that we're going to address daily. And then keep going up the chain, and we'll get up through the thoracic spine and get up, because ultimately our foot's what drives into the ground. But for basketball, everything ends with the hands. And for most of that, the hands are overhead because the rim's overhead. And so getting these guys to have good, nice, mobile thoracic spines, if they're bigs and are going to be doing things where they have to reach overhead in different position, if they're guards and they have to be dribbling the ball with one hand and having contact with the other on a player, or whatever the case may be, position or individual for individual. Those are the three big areas that we look at mobility-wise. And when those areas are getting addressed every day mobility-wise, the strength stuff can then just follow in behind that. But it doesn't matter if you have the strength and the power and the ability, but you lack the mobility and you can't use it, you can't apply it, it's wasted strength.